Hi, welcome to week 5 of our online pottery classes. This week I'm going to show you how to make a lidded box, and just to show you a kind of different version from the one we'll be making today. A little lidded jar box you can keep some things in. So again, I'm going to show you how to do a rainbow one today, but you can make your own ideas. This one I've cut out a square template to begin with, but it's going to be just the same, just depending on the shape you're doing, it will be assembled in the same way. So for my rainbow one, just drawing a template for myself, so I've just drawn round, and you can get a lid off a jar or a plate or something, and then I've just cut that out and cut it into 2 halves. Okay, so I've already cut and rolled out my clay, but again you're just going to roll out your clay onto your board, allow it to get leather hard, and then you're going to use your templates and you're going to cut 3 of whatever you're using. So again, if it was this square box you're going for, you're going to cut out 3 equal sized squares. Okay, so I've cut these out and I've allowed them just to stiffen up. I want them to be leather hard and to hold their own shape. What I'm going to do with this one as well is I've got some wallpaper here, and it's got some texture on it. Just found this and it's the same kind of shape that we're using, so I've just cut this out and I'm going to put the pattern side face down and just use my rolling pin to just go over, and that'll then take on the texture of it, so a nice wee design in it. Again, you don't have to do that, you can paint your own designs on it when we're finished with. So I'm going to pop this one to the side for now. I've also, from the scraps of clay, I've just cut round a ruler. So just cut at either side, and I've just given myself a couple of strips. What I will say is when you're rolling out your clay, if you get any air pockets coming up in it, just to use a knife or a needle and just to stab in and let the air out of it. By this point we'll be reusing some of the scraps of clay that we've rolled out before, so we want to make sure that there's no air pockets in. So I'm going to take my biggest strip of clay and just make sure that that can wrap all the way around. Okay, that's actually a perfect exact fit, but if it was too big, then I'll just use the edge of my serrated edge kidney and I can just trim off. So I'm going to score all the way around using the serrated side. We're going to score and slip it together. Score in one way and across the other. And I also want to score down the inside edge of my strip of clay. And then I'm going on with lots of thick slip. A good kind of guide for the consistency of your slip is maybe just like sort of butter icing. Okay, and again I'm just going to go all the way down the edge. Board under me when I'm working here as well. So I'm just using my fingers, just applying a wee bit of pressure all the way around when I'm sticking this on, just to create a nice firm seal. And if your slip's nice and thick, when you're pushing the 2 edges together, it should kind of squish out a wee bit, and that just helps with the seal. And you're just going to use your brush to tidy up any of the excess. Okay, it's quite important at this stage as well. This is going to be the inside of your box. Once you put your lid on, it's going to be difficult to get your hands back inside again. So you want to make this as neat and smooth as possible as you can now. So I'm just giving this a tidy up. Just putting another wee bit of water on my brush, just smoothing in that slip. Okay, and then we're going to add on another edge here. So again, scoring and slipping. By keeping my piece that I'm working on, the clay on the board, I'm not having to keep moving it all the time. The more you move it and have to handle it, it's more likely to warp. Okay, so again, just scoring that inside. Any edges that are going to touch, you just want to score those and put lots of slip on. There is a video, it will be online as well, that I've done for the adult classes where they've done the square boxes, so if you wanted to see a step-by-step tutorial guide for doing that, you can always check that out as well. So I'm just going to put some thick slip here at the edges as well. Remember the outside edges too. To make sure that's properly sealed, I can go over this now with my modelling tool as well, just to make sure that drawing in the clay is nice and smooth. I don't know if you can see, but my piece of clay I've just put on there should have been trimmed down a little bit. It's just sitting a little bit proud of that one, so I'm just going to use the scraper edge of this kidney just to smooth it down. Just fold it in half to make it easier. And measure down, say about 2 centimetres. I'll just give myself some remarks there, so just on 2 centimetres away from the edge all the way around it, and I'm just going to cut that out. So again, you can line this up with a knife, just make some guide marks in here, and then you can use the piece you've just cut out for a guide. Okay, I'll just lift that piece out. We'll left with this. And you can see my clay is leather hard, it's keeping its shape, it's not floppy. Okay, so I'll bring this back over. And again, I'm going to score this. Lots of slip. Again, I want to put this one thick enough that it will squish together. Okay, so we'll just pop that on. Just use my fingers again to press the edges, get a nice seal in this. And this is again where you can use your tool. I'm just being careful and supporting this bit at the inside. And again, I can use my serrated edge just to, first of all, just roughen it up and make sure it's all joined. And then start to smooth it. It's easier to tidy this and smooth it all once it's a wee bit stiffer again, so a wee bit of water in your sponge. Okay, so this gives a wee ledge for our lid to sit on in our jar, or the box. Okay, but that would just slide off, so what we're going to do is create little notches in this that will fit around it just to hold it in place. So the notches all need to line up, so I'm just going to do a little mark here and here at the corners. And again, just a spare bit of clay. Just need to give myself 3 little posts like that we can stick on. What we want to do though is make sure that they're going to fit. So before I stick these on again, just making some marks where they'll go. But I also want to cut out a little insert. Just tidy up my bunch a wee bit and put this out the way. So before I stick these down, I'm just going to take them and set them on my marks I've made on this one, just draw around them. Okay, so you can see I've marked those out and I'm just going to cut those out. And again, anything that you cut out you want to tidy off as well. So either with your paintbrush and a wee bit of water, or a damp sponge, you just want to go over all the edges in this and make sure it's nice and smooth. You can use your finger as well. Again, I'm going to push that to one side for just now and go back to working on this. Now I'm just going to join these on. Just be careful when you're pressing these down. Just put my finger underneath that little lip there as well. You don't distort it. If you press too hard, this is going to push down on this. So screw in and slip in with an attachment on. And again, just supporting it underneath when I'm pressing down. And again, give the whole thing a tidy up. So I'm just going round with a paintbrush with just some water on it, just to tidy up any excess slip. If you don't tidy it up, what can happen is if you've left too much slip there and it dries in, it's going to be too snug a fit and your wee lid won't fit back on top. So just make sure you give the whole thing a tidy up. You might need to make some wee adjustments. So check it before it dries, because if you want to cut another wee notch out of this and make it a wee bit bigger to fit on, you want to do that before the clay's too stiff to do it. So just make sure they're really nice and smooth. And that should just go to slot. I see I've got a wee bit that's sticking here, so I can just trim a little bit off. There we go, and that fits really nicely. What I would say is when you put these aside to dry though, I would take the lid off and sit it on a board and put it between two boards with a book just to keep it nice and flat. If I just put this aside to dry like this lid would start to curl up a little bit as it was drying, and then once it's fired it won't have such a nice fit. So you want it to sit nice and flat against it. So just dry that separately, and that's your lidded box.